What's going on, everyone? ShumShumm here, and I'm a little late to making this video because the day that the Overwatch Stadium news came out, I was kind of out of town, so I couldn't make this video, but I am here now. I did make a post about it, like a real quick post saying like, oh, it sucks. But we're gonna get into the nitty gritty right now. So you guys haven't heard, the new updates for Stadium came out, and is that Blizzard is dropping the ball and completely giving up on Stadium. And only 6% of the player base is playing Stadium, and that's, you know, that's not very like super accurate because, you know, people might just hop on quick play and then hop on Stadium afterwards, or they'll, you know, they'll do the other way around. They'll play Stadium then play regular Overwatch. You know, it's a little bit of a mix of like a weird bag, but other than that, only 6% of people in like of players are actually playing Stadium, which is a very small number. But, you know, at the same time, they don't really give this game mode a lot of content, and no reworks, and like adjusting everyone's kit isn't content. All right, that's why I was trying to make in my video, you know, before I took it down. We're not really getting much. All right, I'm not gonna consider reworks and like, you know, oh, you get like a little power, you know, little power fix, new content. It's just them fixing their small mistake. You know, we're not getting any new heroes this season, no new maps, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, you're not getting any of that next season either, and the season after that, and for a while, maybe forever. So we're you know, Stadium's done. And that's what I was trying to say in the initial video. I was like, you know, Blizzard showed that they're able to supply us with, you know, pretty good treats. When Stadium first dropped, they had promised that they would be getting 3 new heroes every season, right? And maybe like an additional hero in the mid-season, because I know when Winston, Pharah, Brigitte came out, Tracer came out in the mid-season, I believe. And then when Stadium dropped, Freya came out in the mid-season, but we'll get to all the new heroes and like what they were adding later. But yeah, you know, they promised that, you know, we're getting 3 new heroes at least, right? And per season, 4 heroes, which is crazy, right? So that means every single hero in the base roster is going to be added to Stadium relatively quick. But that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. I think after the 3rd season of Overwatch Stadium came out, which I think, hold on, let me go back to the spawn here. I think after what was after Winston, Brigitte, Pharah came out? I honestly don't remember. The other set of 3, I think it was Hazard, Torb, and Sojourn. I could be wrong. I want to say it's them. I could be wrong. But after, like, you know, another set of 3 heroes dropped, they just stopped doing the 3 hero stuff. I think it became like 2 heroes per season, 1 in the beginning and 1 in the mid-season, which is why we have like so little heroes right now. Because if they kept going with like the initial, you know, plan, we would have had way more heroes in this. And also, let's you know, while we're here, might as well talk about the roster. Them adding Freya was a terrible idea when it first started, right? Because they had what? Ashe, Cassidy, Genji. I think Mei was there too. Reaper, Soldier, and I think that was it. I think that was the base DPS roster. You know, it was pretty solid, pretty fun. I don't know why they decided to add Freya next. Because not a lot of people could counter Freya except Soldier and Cass. So, you know, not a lot of counterplay there. I feel like they should have added like an older hero into Stadium. Like, let's go to the roster here. They could have added what, Bastion. I think Bastion would have been pretty cool in Stadium. Hell, even fucking Venture, right? Venture needs love. Or like, if they're getting, and also they've been adding so many flyers into Stadium. There was Freya, they had a Pharah, they had a Jetpack Cat, right? So many flyers, and not a lot of people can deal with flyers except fucking what, Soldier and Cassidy, like, you know, consistently. Sojourn can if you're really good at her, but you know, 90% of player base suck at Sojourn, so I don't even want to talk about it. So it's just not a lot of good counterplay, and then there's only, for every hero in Stadium, only 1 build's good on him. So of course everyone's gonna fucking drop the game, and there's only 1 good build on every single hero, because that's just, you're just gonna be fighting the same build over and over and over again. There's no, like, it's all the same. So balancing was just a big issue, and just content was a really bad issue with Stadium. So was there potential for this game mode? Of course there was. You know, It's just Blizzard didn't know how to go about with this new game mode, because what they're doing was adding or combining MOBA and Overwatch, or like League of Legends and Overwatch with the builds and stuff. And like they had an entirely different team working on Stadium, so you know, them adding not a lot of content is just not. There's no excuse for that. There's a totally separate dev team. You know, I feel like the philosophy should have been every time they're like making a new hero for their base or a base Overwatch, they should have been making a Stadium kit. So the day they launched, not only did they launch in base Overwatch, they also launched in Stadium, right? I think that would have been sick. Like, hey, Adoran, Emre, freaking Mizuki, Jetpack Cat, and Domina, base Overwatch. But guess what? They're also going to be coming in Overwatch Stadium. Isn't that going to be crazy? Wouldn't that have been hype? Like, when they announced those 5 heroes, and then all of a sudden at the end of the trailer, they're also coming to Overwatch Stadium. Like, that would have been so hype. Like, 5 heroes at the beginning of the season? That's crazy. And then they could have done like one older hero in the mid-season. They could have had like Echo or something, or like freaking Roadhog. You know, that would have been so hype, in my opinion. Hey, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just opinions. Let me know you guys' comments or like thoughts about this whole thing, what they could have done better, if you guys agree with me. So, you know, it's just been like a terrible show. Tomatoes and all. But yeah, you know, let's have a conversation down in the comments below. Try to be respectful as much as possible. If you guys aren't respectful, I'm gonna have to take away your rights. I'm just saying. But yeah, but regarding the future of this channel, if you guys came here for that, I did put a timestamp in the beginning of the video, so hopefully you guys saw that. But yeah, regarding this, the future of this channel, I'm gonna be probably going or converting into normal Overwatch content, which I kind of have with the first video, which is like the Genji video that came out like a couple days ago. So there's that. And Stadium, I'm gonna try and upload as many of the build codes I was submitted as possible. Or no, not even as possible. I'm going to upload all of the build codes I was submitted, because I don't think I'll be getting enough codes for the build-a-thon. So I probably won't be doing a series format, unfortunately, because the whole idea of the build-a-thon was just playing and testing out viewers/fans' builds, because I wanted to celebrate us hitting 2,000 subs. But I think at the moment we only have, I want to say 8 codes, maybe 9. I have to double check, but you know, I'm gonna be showcasing all the build codes that was submitted. If there are any more build codes that are submitted in those videos, then I'll be testing them out as well. But other than that, after all the build codes are done, I'm gonna be producing more normal Overwatch content. And honestly, when I'm producing the build code videos, I'm also gonna be dropping normal Overwatch content just to kind of like convert the viewers. But if you guys are one of those viewers that only came here for Stadium and is like, I'm out, Patrick, I'm out, then that's completely fine. I appreciate you guys just dropping in, watching the Stadium videos. I really do. I thank every single one of you, and I'm really sorry that this is what it has to come to. Because I know that the devs said we're not gonna outright abandon Stadium, which they kind of did. They are gonna do like seasonal balance changes and stuff, but like that's not gonna last long, obviously, because there's gonna be no new content. It was gonna drop the game. So, you know, every new season with the balance updates, I might check out like a hero or two for Stadium, but besides that, I think this is like the official end for Stadium content, which sucks, because Stadium is like what jump-started my YouTube like career in a sense. Not career, but like my YouTube foundation. And it's just what brought everyone to my channel, and that's how I was able to start this wonderful community with y'all. But yeah, so far I'm just gonna be doing normal Overwatch content. I might stream more often too. I am going to stream more often. I just hope that my Wi-Fi is able to handle that, because as you can see, I'm at 100 ping right now, which is not the greatest. But yeah, and I'm also wondering like if I want to make other videos in different games. I have been wanting to make Marvel Rivals content for a long time. It's just I don't know how to title those videos, so I just need to get inspiration and find what works. But if you guys are interested in like any other video games you guys want me to cover or slash play, please let me know in the comments below. Right now, I just kind of want to stick into like FPS games because, you know, Overwatch is an FPS, so I think it just makes sense to stick around with FPS. So yeah, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals. If there's any other game, comment down below. I am more than willing to play another game for y'all. But yeah, that's the future of this channel. I really appreciate you guys sticking around if you guys do, and for guys that don't, because Stadium's over, I appreciate you guys as watching the video anyways, and showing your support for that content. I really do. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully next week. Later.